Hello, my name's Father Dominic White, and I'd like to invite you to the COMMUNITAS conference on preaching and the arts. I'm going to be speaking on Dominican preaching and the arts from the margins to the center. The Dominican theology is strongly incarnational, so it's no surprise that there is a long tradition of Dominican makers, pastors, and commissioners of the arts. Just as the word became flesh in our Lord Jesus Christ, so we seek to make our faith not just word, but actually into image, into music, into film, into theatre, into statues, and so on. Now, people like this, and it's not really any more controversial, but the arts, because they are apparently subjective, are often regarded as very marginal to preaching. Surely preaching is about the word. Well, we live in a very challenging time because we're in a secular age which struggles with and often resents religious language. Sometimes people can't even bear to hear the word God. So it's not just that we have Dominican artists. We might think of Fra Angelico, Pierre Kemenjun, great artist workers such as Couturier, Sister Jacques Marie. But actually right now, we've started initiatives which have opened conversation with the non-religious people, but those who are still searching. I think a lot of contemporary art is actually, like us, focusing on the big questions. Where do we come from? Where are we going? What happens when we die? What's life about? What about the environment? What about racism? What about gender? So often the art can start a conversation. I worked for 7 years in Newcastle in England as chaplain and artist worker. And we saw many people come to our church for our events, even somebody who asked for baptism. But a big challenge for us is that many artists now are not just unbelieving, but they can be overtly anti-Christian or anti-religious and inspired even by esotericism and magic. Now that is a problem. How do we respond to it? Well, what I'm going to propose is a theology of the arts, which is about showing to others what we have seen in heaven. In other words, a theology of revelation. It's about both being receptive to contemporary art, to everything that's good there. After all, St. Thomas Aquinas tells us that all knowledge comes to us through the senses. I'm really going to be drawing on St. Thomas. But also actually acknowledging that in Revelation, there's a battle going on between the forces of God and the forces of the devil, the forces of good, the forces of evil. We need to tease that apart. And I'm also going to look at the implications of such approach for the vexed question of the relationship between theology and metaphysics. Before I speak, the students are going to be having a seminar together, reflecting on the question themselves. So I will be responding directly to what they've said, and I look forward indeed to the dialogue which comes to that, because we always do theology together. Thank you. See you there.